Alright, so I'm gonna do, this is hopefully a quick video. I don't know how long it's gonna last, so I'm sorry if it's a little long. Okay, baby laying right here next to me. This one's gonna be about contraception. No one really knows, but I can't, about me, but when John was about probably 3 months old, I ended up going into, I had a stroke. It's known as a brain stroke or a brain seizure. I'm perfectly fine now, but life can be a little hard for me sometimes. When John was about 2 months old, I went to my doctor and I ended up getting Depo-Provera. That's the shot that you take once every 3 months, and it stays in the system. And so I took it, and about a month later, I started to feel a little weird. Eventually, after about a month of it being in my system, I started to not be able to walk. I was bedridden for 3 months that it was in my system. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. I couldn't really move. My body was literally shutting down, and I was dying in front of my parents. They were watching me pretty much die for a few months that I was on my birth control. So, probably about 2 months in, my stepmom took me to the hospital. She took me to an aftercare, like an after hours clinic, and the nurse was doing, not the nurse, but one of the doctors was doing like little visual tests that you can do for balance and sight, and the results were not good. She told my mom that there could possibly be a tumor in my brain, which ultimately freaked out my stepmom. The woman raised me since I was 5 years old, and just see me go through that, it killed her. So they rushed me to Genesis Hospital via ambulance, and they did a whole bunch of tests. They actually had to put me out on morphine, so I was doped up for a day and a half. And they took me to get a CAT scan, and they also did an MRI. MRI machines are really, really annoying. I hated that. But I was conscious enough just to know what was going on. After that, they would put a bunch of morphine in my IV, and they would totally put me out. After about a day and a half, they ran test after test after test, and poked and prodded, and they ultimately came up with the conclusion that it was my birth control. It was slowly killing me, and so they gave me a counteractant pill, which is about a red pill, probably about that big, and I had to take it once a day, and it would until it was out of my system. And I had to remain on bed rest, and I couldn't do nothing. So they told me that I couldn't take it, and I was having seizures in my brain from my allergic reaction. So I was no longer able to take Depo-Provera, which I wish I could, but I can't. So for those of you who can take it, be blessed that you can. Probably a couple months after that, I tried another birth control. I went back to my doctor saying, okay, I can't take Depo. I'd like to try a pill. So she gave me a pill, and for a majority of the pills, they're blue, and like the last 4 or 5 days, they're white pills. Those are, I guess it's called Diaphram. And so the same thing started happening to me again. So I immediately stopped it, and for the better part of 2 years, I hadn't used that kind of birth control. Until recently, I actually got a new birth control. I am actually currently using 4 different types of birth control. One are the usual condoms. This is my last one, so I have to get more. Um, they are the Trojan brand. Use these. And then I do cycle tracking. It's called the rhythm method by most doctors, where you calculate if you are um, regulated, your body's regulated, then you can track the days that you are okay, and then when you get your period, and then when you get off it, and track it, and figure out when you are most fertile. I actually did this with my friend. She was trying to have a baby. She's about my age. She's 23 now. She was trying to have a baby for so long, and she couldn't. She kept losing the baby. So, she told me, I really want to have a baby, and I can't. I don't know when I'm fertile. So, I asked her when her last period was. I calculated when her next fertile cycle was. I told her, and her baby now is over a year old. So I helped her with that. So I do that one. My tablet is actually broken, but my tablet, I have an app on it. It's called My Calendar. And it tracks it, and I can put in when my period was, when it ended, days I had sex, and when I'm ovulated. I'm actually fertile tomorrow, so, and that's 2 out of the 4. Next one, I just got this from my doctor. It's called a Diaphram, and it looks just like this. It's very flexible. It's very flexible, and it's got no holes in it. And you have to actually get fitted for these. The ones that you get fitted with have a hole in it. And then they have different sizes. This is the second smallest, and they have one probably about this big, and another one that's about this big. And I'll tell you, it hurts putting it in. You put it in kind of like a tampon, but you have to put it in like a taco, from what she told me. Put it like a taco, and then you have to push it back, and it'll pop open. And then when you have sex, it will prevent it. I actually haven't used this yet. I just got it yesterday, or 2 days ago. So, and it comes with this little case for it. I actually have the instructions in here, so that way I can try and figure it out, because I have yet to try and figure out how to put this in. And then the last one, I just got this as well. It's Spermacide. I also have to get another. You have to have a liquid or like a gel Spermacide put in it before you put it in, but not too much, otherwise you won't be able to bunch it up and put it in. I got Spermacide, and they actually look like this. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but they're little capsules like this. You tear it off, and then you open them up. You pull this apart, you open them up, and you put them inside, and they will actually create a barrier. I'm actually going to be using both of these together, plus Spermacide that I've used for the Diaphram. But yeah, those are the birth controls that I'm on. I cannot take hormone birth control. I am deathly allergic to it. Some girls are, some girls aren't. I just happen to be one of the unlucky ones that will die from it. And right after I told one of the doctors that I'm allergic to the hormone birth control and I need hormone free, the next day I actually got a call from I guess it was my I don't know, the insurance company, and they are going to I actually have a lawyer now, and my case is pending, but I can get up to $200,000 in liability causes for my allergic reaction. And at first the one guy said that I was not able to get it until I told him, well, what about brain seizures? He asked the specialist. He said that is counted as a brain stroke. And so my case is pending, and it'll take up to a year, maybe less. So, for those of you who have had stuff like that happen to you, I suggest getting hold of someone and get the money that you deserve. because if it wasn't for being in the hospital for those few days and finding out what happened and what's wrong with me, then I wouldn't be here for she especially wouldn't be here, but my son would be motherless and he would be with his dad right now. So I have to thank the doctors of Genesis for helping me. Otherwise, I would not be here to share my story with you. So I would like to thank you guys for watching. And for those of you who are 16, 17, even 18 and 19, don't do it. Don't have a baby because it's so hard. For her diapers, it's so much money. And for John, because he's a toddler now, he's in pull-ups and he's being potty trained. It's more. Plus wipes. And if you can't breastfeed, then you have to get formula. And the next time I'm going to a store, I'm actually going to show you how much stuff is for everything. So you have to get bath toys and clothes. That's going to be on my next agenda, to show you guys how hard it is, besides showing my life. It may look fun and easy because of the cuteness, but don't be fooled by it. Yeah, babies are cute. Be a nanny, go babysit. Don't do it. I don't regret having my kids, but I wish I would have waited. I had her on purpose, but I wish I could have waited for John, because I was not ready. I was not emotionally ready to do it. Use birth control. If you can take hormone birth control, use it. But don't make that the only birth control you use. Use condoms, You can go to Planned Parenthood and get a bunch of these for free. Even if you have to, get Spermacide. You can get this capsule. They're $10 for a box of them like this. You don't have to get them over from the pharmacist. Just grab some. Please wait. I wish I would have waited for my son. I do not regret him. I love him so much. But it's so hard, especially now with another baby. And I'm doing this on my own. My husband, he works all the time, but I don't get no help from him. I'll see him once a week, maybe every 2 weeks, and I don't get no help. I haven't seen him this week, and I haven't gotten no help. He hasn't bought nothing. I've been doing this all my own, and it's so hard, and it's frustrating, especially when you don't get enough sleep, and if you're in school, and you have to work on top of finding someone to watch the baby while you're doing that. Just please wait. Pregnancy is 100% preventable. Don't do it. Thanks for listening to my story, and I will be doing another story after this, so tune in. Thanks for watching.